Waiting for you over and over and over and over again. ChiTown 2.0, Chapter 8, Fire in the Loop. Here we go, y'all. The move to the West Loop felt like a rebirth. No peeling paint, no sirens outside every 10 minutes, no gunshots echoing off the bricks all night. Just clean streets, loft windows, new neighbors walking their dogs, and the glow of the United Center lighting up the skyline. Shottown let his hand slide down on the brick wall of the new apartment. He like, yeah, man, this feel right. Mimi kissed his cheek. She like, we safe here, baby. Shottown ain't believe that part safe. Not that after a brick with a bullet landed at his old door. He wasn't going to that. He wasn't going for that one. But hey, if Mimi said, he gonna let her feel it. The girls adjust to this new power. Mimi, Butterfly, and Tia moved through the new space with a different type of energy. Mimi, focused, organizing, making schedules, planning routes for the stable that they was building. You know what I'm saying? She ready. She wasn't loud about it. She was the type to be, calculating and execute quietly. Butterfly. Oh, baby, she was thriving. That West Loop felt like the life she deserved. Luxurious, clean, no reminders of foster care, no broken windows, no roaches, and no locked refrigerators. She decorated like she owned the place, okay? Butterfly was happy. Now, Tia, she moves silently. She absorbing everything. She watching. She smiling at the right time, never revealing too much, right? Now, at Ernie's, the men noticed the different type of glow up on these girls. They move like women stepping into their prime, confident, connected, and unstoppable. But the more money they made, the hungrier they grew. Rell started building his empire. So now Rell was in his own universe, his confidence growing. You know what I'm saying? He feeling himself. So like Tia, she became like a muse and his business partner. They had a beautiful connection. And so at Ernie's later on that week, he in there, he chilling, he vibing. So he approached a dancer named Nikki Ray. She was slim, like a honey brown skin, with a fast mouth and a body built for sin, baby. She had been eyeing him for days and he had peeped it. So she like, what's up, Rell? You gonna sit there looking fine or you gonna make some money? Make me some money, right? So Rell smirk, you know what I mean? So she say both, right? She laughed and leaned closer and whispered in his ear, put me on then. And just like that, Rell had his first recruit. Now Tia, she peeping everything. So she watching from across the club, right? She like, pride and a tinge of jealousy was behind that smile. Mixed emotions. Shottown and Rell, a new brotherhood. So after the ambush on Lotus, Shottown and Rell had a new understanding. They still argued, they still clashed, but when it came down to bullets and survival, that bond was unbreakable. So sitting in the new apartment that night, Rell poured shots for both of them. He like, to us. Shottown raised his glass to loyalty. The words hung heavy in the air. Rell felt it, and Shottown meant it. But loyalty in the streets always get tested, and the test was coming. The girls bring in their first recruit. So So Mimi and Butterfly approached ChiTown together one night, wearing serious expressions. They was ready. We found her, Mimi said. Who? Who was missing? Butterfly showed him a picture on her phone, a thick red bone with curly hair, tiny waist, and a face innocent enough to fool any man alive. Kiki, Butterfly said. She danced with us at Arnie's. She listened, she hungry, she clean, and she ain't messy. ChiTown took a deep breath. Bring her back tomorrow. Mimi smiled. Butterfly gave a victorious smirk. I told y'all the empire was beginning. Mag T making his move. So 2 days later, ChiTown stepped on the West Loop balcony to smoke. And that's when he saw it. A black Chevy Tahoe. Slow, creeping, familiar. His heart dropped to his stomach. The same style from Miami. The same style from Lotus. Will rushed out behind him. You see that? ChiTown nodded. Mac T got people up here. Rell cursed. Bold as hell. This nigga bold as hell, Shy. The Tahoe rolled past the building, but it never sped up. It never sparked. It just circled the block twice and disappeared. Message received. The war wasn't over. Not even close. So, later on that night, Rell and Tia hit Arnie's to celebrate their new recruit and the success of their new side hustle, right? Under the purple lights and the heavy bass, the energy was wild. The men throwing money, the dancers sliding down them poles, the bartenders pouring them drinks, the music pumping. Man, it was a whole vibe. Rell sat in a private booth, relaxed, expensive cologne mixing with the weed smoke. That's when Tia surprised him. She climbed on his lap, nice and slow, her hips rolling like temptation had her rhythm. Her hand slid around his neck, her lips hovering near his ear but never touching. She danced for him, slow, sensual, confident. Her movements was teasing, her eyes locked on his like she was reading his soul. It wasn't explicit. It didn't need to be. It was about chemistry, power, ownership, right? When the song ended, Rell was speechless. Tia leaned in, whispered in his ear, "You ready to run this city with me, Daddy?" His voice was low and breathless. "Yeah, baby, I'm ready." But in the darkest corner of the club, someone else was watching. Not Mac T, not a random customer. A stranger in a gray hoodie. No drink, no tip, just watching. Eyes locked on Rell. Eyes burning with recognition. Eyes that followed them out the door. Betrayal in motion. Back at the West Loop apartment, Mimi and Butterfly introduced Kiki to ChiTown. Everything was calm. Everything felt right. Rell and Tia came home with good news. Nikki Ray was officially on the team. The empire was forming. That night, as everybody settled into their own room, ChiTown finally found a moment of peace, right? Until it's always some ding, a text message, unknown number. ChiTown unlocked the phone. The message say, "You moved, but you can't run forever. Check your front." Then another message came immediately after. "Check your front door." ChiTown blood ran cold as ice. He grabbed his gun and opened the door slowly. Sitting on the doorstep was a single red bandana folded perfectly and a photo. A picture of Rell and Tia walking their Arnie's, smiling, with a shadowy figure in the background holding a gun. ChiTown's heart stopped. Mac T wasn't just after him. He was studying his entire circle, watching, waiting, planning. And somebody on the inside was feeding him information. Sure was. Sure was. Thank y'all for watching. Chapter 9 coming soon.